out onto the track for any of your races, you are going to have to fill out your self-scrutineering check form. It's the rider and the team's responsibility to ensure that their bike is perfect conditions every time they go out on the track. And of course, this is for safety reasons. Making sure the bike is in race-ready condition is vital for your safety and everyone else on the track. Your checklist here will explain exactly what needs to be done, and we'll run through a few of these right now to ensure that you've got everything right before you head out there. We'll start right here at the handlebars, and there's a few things on the bars that we need to make sure we've got correct. The levers themselves, they must have this ball on the end to protect the rider in any kind of fall. The handlebars themselves, they are hollow, so these need to be plugged up underneath the grips, and of course the grips need to be in a condition where they're not torn and allow anything to get under these grips. The kill switch must work, and the bike will be started to ensure that when this button is pressed, the bike will definitely stop. The foot pegs where the rider stands, these must self-return with a spring. And then back at the back wheel, all your bolts must be tight. You must ensure that your axles are tight. The spokes will be checked to make sure there is no loose spokes as well. Sprocket bolts, also very important that these are nice and tight. Moving around to this side of the bike, we need to make sure our exhaust is good as well. You could be subject to a noise test to make sure this is perfect, ready to go. Of course, we have the foot peg on this side as well, needs to be self-returning. The rear brake on this side as well. Moving forwards to the handlebars, up to the front brake. Make sure your brakes on both front and back are working perfectly, and they're also self-returning, as well as the throttle. This needs to close itself. If it is sticking at any point, it can lead to a stuck throttle on track, and that's the last thing you want. So this needs to be nice and free. Front wheel will be very similar. Make sure your spokes are all nice and tight. Make sure there's no chance of any collapse of those wheels. And then of course the numbers. These need to meet regulation specs. And of course, if you're riding off-road, you'll have a headlight on this as per regulations. The self-scrutineering form doesn't end at the bike. For safety reasons, you've got to ensure that your riding gear is in good condition. To protect your ankles and legs from injury, of course, you have boots. These need to be in good condition also. All the buckles need to be together, able to do up tight to give maximum protection. Gloves to protect your hands when you fall off. First thing you do is put your hands out. You do not want to get any cuts on that. The gloves will stop any of that. The riding numbers on the jerseys need to be legible. So right size, right color, able to be read with ease. And of course, moving to the most important part of the riding gear is the helmet and the goggles. The goggles, they need to fit nice and snug, no scratches, be able to see through them, no problems at all. And of course, the helmet, the most important part of your safety gear. Make sure that there is no damage from prior incidents. If you have a big hit to the helmet, you need to inspect it to ensure that it can still offer you the best protection possible. Once you've checked everything off the checklist, then you are ready to get out there and enjoy your ride.